Eggplant.
Standardizing your systems under test, or SUTs, is a necessary step in the automation process that should happen prior to serious script creation. SUT standardization is important no matter which kind of testing you're performing, as it simplifies the environment, making scripting easier and faster and results more predictable. This video covers not only standardizations to make image-based testing easier, but to make all types of testing easier. Let's begin with a discussion of standardization considerations for all types of SUTs, mobile, desktop, or otherwise. First, eliminate variation to the best of your ability. Within each platform you need to test, use consistent font and icon sizes, OS and browser magnifications, and wallpapers where possible. These are just some examples of settings that can affect the appearance of your SUT. Secondly, implement a change control process for your SUTs. Any changes made to your SUTs could affect the success or validity of your tests, so having a system in place to control any alterations, such as OS version updates or settings changes, is critical. Thirdly, consider whether the SUT is centrally accessible, such that it's a shared asset for the team both now and in the future. Creating scripts against a SUT that can only be accessed locally or by one user means that other users won't be able to create or run scripts against it, and scripts created against it might not be relevant to other SUTs. In addition, having centrally managed SUTs better promotes change control processes. Using a tool like Eggplant to manage access to shared SUT resources can reduce the overall number of SUTs needed, simplifying SUT standardization. Now let's discuss some considerations primarily for desktop systems under test, such as Linux and Windows machines. The biggest step you can take towards standardizing your desktop SUTs is to use virtual machines where possible. Virtual machines can be cloned to ensure they are truly identical, and snapshots can be created so that recovering from undesired changes to the SUT is simple. If you aren't able to clone your SUTs by using virtual machines, there are some additional considerations. One is resolution. On desktop SUTs, resolution affects the maximized size of your application, which has implications for the layout of your application. In the case of certain applications, resizing the web browser or window also changes the size of elements displayed in the app, which can affect image searches. If you choose to use physical SUTs with high-resolution displays, such as Retina display Mac laptops, these systems not only have a higher resolution, but also a higher pixel density than traditional desktop systems. As a result, both the application layout and size of elements on the screen are affected. If you must use these systems with high-resolution settings, be aware of the implications and script thoughtfully. To adjust layout and element display size variation, be selective about the resolutions you use on your SUTs. If you're using VNC to connect to your SUT, set a consistent resolution on the SUT itself. If you're using RDP, set a consistent resolution in the Eggplant client. If your requirements allow, maximize your application before creating and running scripts. If you need to test your app at different browser or window sizes, then be consistent about which sizes you'll use and make sure the window is in the appropriate size before continuing with the test. Windows systems have an additional setting that you should consider: ClearType. ClearType is responsible for the smoothing effect on text. ClearType settings are dynamic, based on the video card and display of your SUT, and therefore very difficult to standardize. It's tempting to turn off ClearType to avoid the fact that it's difficult to standardize, but turning off ClearType can greatly decrease the success of OCR searches, so doing so is not usually recommended. Hopefully these standardization tips help you get off on the right foot with your Eggplant functional automation.